Researchers have revealed startling truths about Bhutan, revealing depths beyond its serene landscapes and vibrant festivals. Hidden beneath its peaceful exterior and cultural richness, Bhutan harbors secrets that astonish the global community. What mysterious revelations about this Himalayan kingdom have shocked the world? Join us as we explore Bhutan's lesser-known rules and transformative policies. Number 1. Gross National Happiness Index. Bhutan stands out on the global stage for its unique approach to national well-being. With its Gross National Happiness Index, instead of focusing solely on economic metrics like GDP. This revolutionary concept, introduced in the 1970s by King Jigme Singye Wangchuck, reflects Bhutan's deep-rooted belief that true development occurs when spiritual and material progress are harmonized. The Gross National Happiness Index is comprehensive, measuring the population's happiness across 9 domains. These are psychological well-being, health, education, time use, cultural diversity and resilience, good governance, community vitality, ecological diversity and resilience, and living standards. Each domain is carefully examined to ensure that progress in one does not negatively impact the others, promoting a balance that supports both individual and collective happiness. In a 2005 survey, an impressive 97% of Bhutanese reported feeling happy, which is proof of the country's commitment to maintaining a high quality of life for its citizens. However, recent challenges such as a decline in tourism, an important source of income and employment for Bhutan, pose threats to this happiness. The slump in tourism, worsened by global events such as the COVID-19 pandemic, has economic repercussions and could potentially affect the overall happiness, as job security and economic stability are crucial components of well-being. The government continues to prioritize GNH over GDP as a development strategy, integrating its principles into all aspects of governance and policymaking. This includes ensuring that any economic development or environmental conservation efforts contribute positively to the happiness of its people. Bhutan's commitment to this holistic approach aims to serve as a model for sustainable development worldwide, advocating for a balance between economic growth and the preservation of its rich cultural and natural heritage. By focusing on GNH, Bhutan redefines what it means to be a successful nation in today's world, emphasizing well-being and happiness as crucial indicators of national progress. Number 2. Cultural and historical insights. Bhutan, often referred to as the land of the thunder dragon, is steeped in a history that is as rich as it is mystical. This nickname derives from the fierce storms that often roll in from the Himalayas and sound like dragon roars. Dragons are revered as guardian deities in Bhutan, believed to reside in the craggy peaks that define the nation's rugged terrain. The mix of Buddhism with local traditions and beliefs has shaped Bhutan's cultural and historical narrative since the religion's introduction in the 7th century. This was led by Tibetan king Songtsen Gampo, who was responsible for the construction of 2 significant Buddhist temples in Bhutan, which solidified the role of Buddhism in Bhutanese society. This influence was further entrenched by Guru Padmasambhava, also known as Guru Rinpoche, in the 8th century, whose arrival is said to have given rise to a new era of spiritual and cultural flourishing. Throughout its history, Bhutan experienced periods of significant territorial expansion. This era saw its influence extend over regions that are now part of modern-day India and Tibet, showcasing the kingdom's once formidable reach and strategic importance in the region. However, by the 19th century, geopolitical pressures reshaped its boundaries. The Treaty of Sinchula in 1865, following a series of duels with British India, led to Bhutan ceding territories to the British Raj in exchange for an annual subsidy, marking a significant contraction of its historical expanse. These concessions to British India began a relationship that would influence Bhutan's foreign policy until the mid-20th century. It wasn't until 1949 that Bhutan began to navigate its path towards complete sovereignty, eventually formalizing its status as an independent nation. Today, Bhutan's rich history and its commitment to preserving its cultural heritage are evident in its monastic practices and the architecture of its fortresses, or dzongs. It is also present in the everyday lives of its people, who carry forward the traditions and stories that have been passed down through generations. Number 3. Wildlife and biodiversity. Bhutan's commitment to preserving its natural heritage is evident in its rich biodiversity, which includes some of the most unusual and rare species on the planet. Nestled in the heart of the eastern Himalayas, Bhutan is a sanctuary for a range of wildlife that thrives across its varied ecosystems, from lush subtropical plains to rugged alpine zones. A standout among Bhutan's wildlife is the takin, the national animal. This unique creature, with its stocky body and moose-like appearance, is a symbol of the country's rich fauna and plays a significant role in local mythology and cultural identity. The takin is so revered that it is protected within the Motithang Takin Preserve in the capital city of Thimphu, where visitors can observe these animals in a setting that closely resembles their natural habitat. Another intriguing species found in Bhutan is the binturong, also known as the bear cat. Notable for its distinct scent, which surprisingly resembles buttered popcorn, the binturong is a vivarid that roams the dense forests of Bhutan. This scent comes from a chemical compound in the animal's urine, which it uses to mark its territory. The binturong is an excellent climber, equipped with a prehensile tail that acts like a fifth limb, aiding its navigation through the forest canopy. The protection of such diverse wildlife and the commitment to maintaining natural habitats are pivotal to Bhutan's environmental strategy. This aids in the conservation of the environment and supports local communities who depend on these ecosystems for their livelihoods, illustrating a balanced coexistence of humanity with nature in Bhutan. Call to action. Do you think you would move to Bhutan if you could live there? Share your thoughts with us in the comments. Number 4. Tourism and accessibility. Bhutan's approach to tourism is as unique as its landscapes, deliberately structured to protect its cultural integrity and environmental sustainability. Unlike most destinations that encourage mass tourism, Bhutan prioritizes high-value, low-impact tourism, which ensures that the influx of visitors does not disrupt the nation's traditional lifestyle or burden its environment. To visit Bhutan, all tourists, except for citizens of Bangladesh, India, and the Maldives, must go through a process that involves booking their trip through a registered tour operator in Bhutan. This process is part of the country's strategy to manage the number and impact of tourists. Tourists are required to pay an all-inclusive daily fee, which covers accommodation, food, transportation, and an official guide. This fee also includes a $65 sustainable development fee that directly contributes to free education, free healthcare, and poverty alleviation programs in Bhutan. The minimum daily package for tourists ranges from $200 to $250 per person per night, depending on the season. This pricing structure ensures that Bhutan can control the flow of visitors, providing a high-quality experience while limiting numbers to preserve the environment and cultural sites. Traveling in groups is typically required, although individuals can travel alone for an additional fee. This controlled access helps maintain the authenticity of Bhutanese cultural experiences. It allows the country to offer tourism that is deeply respectful of its cultural values, environmental ethos, and social norms. Tour guides are well trained to educate visitors about Bhutan's heritage and natural beauty, and also to ensure that tourism activities do not infringe upon the local customs and ecosystems. The strict regulation of tourism also reflects Bhutan's broader commitment to its gross national happiness philosophy, where the well-being of its citizens and the preservation of its cultural traditions take precedence over economic gains from increased tourist numbers. By keeping its doors selectively open, Bhutan manages to share its heritage with the world while safeguarding its identity for future generations. This careful balance between accessibility and preservation makes Bhutan a unique case in global tourism. Number 5. Marriage traditions. In Bhutan, there is a huge focus on preserving its rich cultural heritage, with marriage customs playing a crucial role. One of the most distinctive features of Bhutanese matrimonial law is the prohibition of marriage to foreigners. This policy is designed to protect the cultural integrity and maintain the ethnic homogeneity of the nation. Bhutanese weddings are deeply rooted in Buddhist traditions and are known for their elaborate rituals that emphasize spiritual and communal connections. The ceremonies are a vibrant celebration of community values and shared happiness. Typically, a Bhutanese wedding involves numerous rituals performed in the presence of a lama, a Buddhist monk, who blesses the couple. The ceremony often takes place in a dzong or monastery, which are considered sacred places that provide a spiritual ambiance to the occasion. One of the key rituals is the fawa, or the thread ceremony, where a ceremonial thread is used to connect the couple symbolically. This act is believed to bind their fates together in harmony and mutual understanding. The couple also receives blessings through a series of chants and mantras intended to invoke happiness, prosperity, and longevity in their married life. Another significant ritual is the offering of ara, a traditional homemade alcohol, to the local deities. This is done to appease the gods and seek their blessings for a prosperous marital life. The community's involvement is pivotal, with neighbors and relatives playing active roles, contributing to the festive atmosphere and supporting the new union. Following the wedding, it is customary for the groom to move into the bride's family home. This matrilocal residence practice strengthens family bonds and ensures that the bride remains close to her relatives. Overall, Bhutanese marriage traditions are a vibrant proof of the country's commitment to preserving its cultural identity. Through such customs, Bhutan protects and perpetuates its unique cultural landscape in the face of globalization. Number 6. Gender roles and inheritance. Bhutan's approach to inheritance is a remarkable aspect of its legal and cultural framework, depicting a progressive stance on gender roles within its society. Unlike many other cultures where inheritance favors the eldest son, Bhutanese law typically bestows this right upon the eldest daughter. This practice emphasizes the value placed on women in Bhutanese society and serves to empower them economically and socially. In Bhutanese families, the eldest daughter is responsible for inheriting the family home and other significant properties. This responsibility comes with the expectation that she will care for aging parents and manage the household. This system ensures that property remains within the family and is cared for by those who have been raised to understand its history and significance. This unique inheritance law is combined with Bhutan's efforts to promote gender equality and strengthen women's roles as central figures in both the family and community. By placing women at the heart of family economics, Bhutan reinforces the importance of women in leadership and decision-making roles within the society. The impact of such laws goes beyond mere property rights, influencing societal norms and perceptions about gender. It challenges the often patriarchal structures seen in many other societies by normalizing female authority and stewardship. Moreover, this inheritance tradition contributes to the stability and continuity of Bhutanese family structures and helps in preserving the cultural heritage and traditions that are often tied to familial lands and properties. It fosters a sense of responsibility and pride in women, ensuring they are key stakeholders in the socio-economic progress of their communities. Number 7. Aviation and safety. Paro Airport, nestled in the heart of the Himalayas, is one of the world's most challenging airports for pilots. Situated in a deep valley and surrounded by sharp peaks of up to 18,000 feet, the airport presents unique challenges that require pilots to navigate with exceptional skill and precision. Only a select group of pilots, certified and specially trained, are qualified to land at Paro Airport. Currently, fewer than 24 pilots worldwide are authorized to perform this task. The approach to the runway is visually challenging and also physically demanding, involving sharp turns and rapid descents that can only be performed manually, as the use of autopilot is not feasible in such conditions. The strict requirements for pilots who fly to Paro Airport reflect Bhutan's rigorous standards for aviation safety. These pilots undergo specialized training that includes handling the Airbus A319S in variable wind conditions, navigating through the narrow valleys, and mastering the quick descent necessary for landing at Paro. This training ensures that each pilot is adept at managing the complexities of flying in such a demanding environment. Bhutan's approach to aviation safety is comprehensive, extending beyond just pilot expertise. The kingdom has implemented strict regulations and continuous monitoring of weather conditions to ensure that flights are only operated when it is absolutely safe to do so. This cautious approach minimizes the risk of accidents and enhances the safety of passengers and crew alike. Moreover, the limited number of flights to and from Paro Airport helps maintain a controlled environment that further ensures safety. The high standards of safety at Paro Airport exemplify Bhutan's overall commitment to ensuring the well-being of both its citizens and visitors. Number 8. Agricultural practices. Bhutan's commitment to sustainability is vividly reflected in its agricultural practices, with the nation striving to become the world's first 100% organic country. This ambitious goal highlights Bhutan's dedication to all-natural farming, banning the import and use of chemical pesticides and fertilizers to protect the environment and promote healthier lifestyles. This policy roots from Bhutan's deep respect for nature, aligned with the Buddhist principle of living in harmony with the environment. By eliminating harmful chemicals, Bhutan ensures that its soil, water, and biodiversity are preserved, maintaining the ecological balance essential for sustaining its diverse ecosystems. This move also aims to enhance the quality of life for its population by providing them with cleaner air, water, and food. Bhutan's organic farming initiative involves rigorous standards and practices that require farmers to use only natural methods to cultivate their crops. These include using compost and manure for fertilization, employing traditional crop rotation methods to enrich the soil, and utilizing natural pest control techniques. The government supports farmers by providing training on organic farming techniques and helping them obtain organic certifications, which in turn can increase their market access and profitability. Moreover, Bhutan's approach to organic farming is also about sustaining its agricultural heritage and promoting local crops that are adapted to the regional climate and soil conditions. By focusing on indigenous crops, Bhutan enhances food security and resilience against climate change. The international community widely regards Bhutan's organic initiative as a model for sustainable development. This policy benefits the environment and the health of its citizens. Plus, it boosts Bhutan's image as a leader in ecological conservation and sustainable practices. Number 9. Environmental commitment. Bhutan's commitment to the environment is most notably manifested in its legal mandate that at least 60% of the nation remain forest-covered. This groundbreaking law is central to Bhutan's identity as the only carbon-negative country in the world, meaning it absorbs more carbon dioxide than it emits. This distinction sets Bhutan apart on the global stage as a leader in environmental conservation and climate action. The enforcement of this law represents a core aspect of Bhutan's gross national happiness philosophy, which places equal importance on ecological sustainability and economic development. The preservation of forest cover helps in maintaining ecological balance and plays a vital role in protecting the biodiversity that thrives in these forests. From rare flora to endangered fauna, Bhutan's forests are a haven for countless species that contribute to the ecological diversity of the Himalayan region. Bhutan's forests act as massive carbon sinks. They sequester large amounts of carbon dioxide, helping to mitigate the impacts of global warming. This natural process is enhanced by the country's stringent policies against deforestation and its promotion of sustainable forestry practices. Bhutan has also implemented numerous other environmental initiatives, such as rigorous pollution control measures and the encouragement of renewable energy sources. Moreover, Bhutan's commitment to maintaining its forest cover helps in combating climate change. It also embodies the Buddhist principle of living in harmony with nature, which is deeply ingrained in the Bhutanese way of life. This spiritual perspective on environmental conservation emphasizes the interdependence of humans and nature and fosters a culture of respect and care for the natural world. Number 10. No homeless people. In Bhutan, a striking approach to addressing homelessness reflects the kingdom's deep-seated values of compassion and community welfare. The government has an exceptional policy that allows individuals who are without homes to receive a plot of land from the king. This land can be used to build a house and cultivate food, effectively providing both shelter and a means of sustenance. This initiative is part of a broader strategy to ensure that all Bhutanese citizens have a basic level of security and comfort, aligning with the country's focus on gross national happiness. The policy addresses the physical requirement for shelter and also empowers individuals by enabling them to grow their own food, which fosters self-reliance and dignity. The provision of land is carefully managed to ensure that it does not lead to environmental degradation or disrupt local ecosystems. This consideration reflects Bhutan's commitment to maintaining its environmental integrity while solving social issues. The plots provided are often part of land reclamation efforts, where the government works to make the land arable and suitable for residential purposes. Bhutan's approach to homelessness is unique in its method as well as in its very philosophy. Unlike many nations where homelessness is often treated as a law and order issue, Bhutan sees it as a community and societal concern, where the welfare of every individual is seen as integral to the nation's overall health. This policy helps prevent the social isolation often experienced by homeless populations and integrates them into the community fabric. This initiative has contributed significantly to Bhutan maintaining a low rate of homelessness, ensuring that most citizens have access to safe, stable, and adequate housing. The success of this program can also be attributed to the strong sense of community and the traditional Bhutanese values that emphasize mutual aid and collective well-being. By providing land to the homeless, Bhutan addresses the immediate needs of its citizens and promotes a long-term strategy for social stability and happiness, making it a model worthy of attention in global discussions on homelessness and social policy. Number 11. Healthcare and traditional practices. Bhutan's commitment to the well-being of its citizens is exemplified in its healthcare system, which provides free healthcare to all residents. This system integrates both modern and traditional medicine, reflecting the country's respect for its cultural heritage while embracing contemporary healthcare practices. This holistic approach ensures that every citizen has access to the necessary medical services without financial hardship, significantly enhancing the overall quality of life. The traditional medicine in Bhutan, known as Soa Rigpa, is based on ancient texts and believes in the balance of the body's elements. It coexists with modern medical practices, with hospitals and clinics offering choices between the two, depending on the patient's preference and the nature of the ailment. This integration of traditional healing practices with modern medical science allows for a comprehensive approach to health, ensuring that all aspects of patient care are covered. Moreover, Bhutan's proactive stance on public health is further demonstrated by its strict anti-tobacco legislation. In 2010, Bhutan became the first country in the world to impose a total ban on the sale and smoking of tobacco. This bold move highlights Bhutan's dedication to public health and its efforts to combat smoking-related illnesses. The ban reflects the government's preventative approach to healthcare, aiming to reduce health issues from the outset rather than dealing with their consequences. This ban reduces health complications among the population and also aligns with Bhutan's spiritual and cultural values, which emphasize purity of body and mind. Those caught selling or smuggling tobacco face severe penalties, showing the seriousness with which this policy is enforced. Tourists and visitors are allowed a limited quantity of tobacco products but must pay heavy duties. Number 12. Cultural preservation and technology. In Bhutan, the intersection of cultural preservation and technological advancement illustrates a unique approach to modernization, one that is careful and deliberate. The country maintained a ban on television and the internet until 1999, a policy rooted in the desire to protect its rich cultural heritage from the rapid changes often brought by global media and communication technologies. The decision to introduce television and the internet was not made lightly. It came with significant governmental oversight and regulations designed to ensure that these technologies would not disrupt Bhutan's traditional values and societal norms. The introduction was part of a broader strategy to modernize carefully, allowing Bhutan to engage with the global community while safeguarding its cultural identity. Since lifting the ban, Bhutan has implemented policies to integrate technology in a way that supports educational and economic development without compromising its cultural integrity. For instance, The government monitors content to prevent the influx of material that might conflict with Bhutanese values, such as violence or materialism, which are contrary to the nation's Buddhist teachings. Moreover, Bhutan has embraced technology in ways that enhance its cultural preservation efforts. Digital archives have been created to document and store ancient texts, traditional music, and Bhutanese folklore, ensuring that these treasures are not lost to future generations. Technology is also used in educational programs that teach the youth about their heritage, using modern tools to foster a deep respect and understanding of their cultural roots. This balanced approach ensures that while Bhutan participates in the global digital age, it does not do so at the expense of its cultural essence. Instead, technology is seen as a tool to both preserve and celebrate Bhutanese identity, ensuring that the nation's cultural heritage continues to thrive even in the face of global modernity. Number 13. National Dress Code. In Bhutan, the national dress code is not a matter of cultural identity, but a reflection of social structure and respect for tradition. Bhutanese men and women are required to wear traditional attire in public places, a policy that reinforces national unity and preserves cultural heritage in daily life. Men wear the go, a knee-length robe tied at the waist by a traditional belt known as a kira, while women dress in the kira, an ankle-length dress accompanied by a light outer jacket known as a tego. This attire is made from vibrant, hand-woven fabric that represents the rich textile arts of Bhutan, which are renowned for their intricate patterns and symbolism. The color of the scarf, or kabni, worn by men, and rachu, worn by women, further distinguishes individuals by social status and occupation. For example, ordinary citizens wear a white scarf, while those in government or religious positions may wear scarves of different colors that signify their specific roles. Yellow scarves are reserved for the king and the yakenpo, chief abbot, reflecting their unique positions in Bhutanese society. This dress code is enforced particularly in formal settings, government buildings, schools, and on national holidays, when citizens dress in their finest to honor their heritage. The practice is embraced by the people as a proud expression of their identity and a direct connection to their history. The significance of the national dress extends beyond aesthetics. It is a daily reminder of the values, discipline, and etiquette that are integral to Bhutanese culture. It also plays a crucial role in social cohesion, promoting a sense of equality and unity among the population, regardless of economic status. Number 14. The Tiger's Nest. The Tiger's Nest Monastery, or Parotaktsang, is one of Bhutan's most revered and iconic landmarks. Perched dramatically on the side of a 3,000-foot cliff in Paro Valley, the monastery's location is as breathtaking as its history is profound. Built in 1692, the site has been a place of pilgrimage and meditation for centuries, drawing visitors for its architectural wonder and also for its spiritual significance. The monastery is intimately connected with Guru Padmasambhava, also known as Guru Rinpoche, who is credited with introducing Buddhism to Bhutan in the 8th century. Legend has it that Guru Padmasambhava flew to this location from Tibet on the back of a tigress, a manifestation of his divine consort. He then meditated in a cave here for 3 years, 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days in order to subdue evil spirits in the region. The cave, set deep within the monastery complex, remains a hallowed site. The structure of Tiger's Nest is an architectural marvel, seeming to defy gravity as it clings to the cliff's edge. The buildings are interconnected through a complex of stairs and pathways, offering stunning views of the surrounding mountains and emerald forests. Despite suffering damage from a fire in 1998, the monastery has been meticulously restored, preserving its ancient artistry and spiritual ambiance. Visiting the Tiger's Nest involves a rigorous hike up the mountain path, often taking around 2 to 3 hours. The journey is considered a pilgrimage, offering visitors a chance to reflect and find peace as they ascend towards the monastery. The path itself is dotted with prayer flags and offers various viewpoints from which pilgrims and tourists alike can gain a deeper appreciation of the site's spiritual and natural beauty. For Bhutanese and international visitors, the Tiger's Nest Monastery is a tourist attraction and a symbol of the harmony between human endeavors and the natural world. Number 15. Climbing restrictions. In Bhutan, the respect for nature and the sanctity of its landscapes is embodied in its strict climbing restrictions, particularly on sacred mountains like Mount Gangkhar Puensum. Known as the highest unclimbed mountain in the world, Mount Gangkhar Puensum stands as a symbol of the spiritual beliefs and environmental consciousness that are central to Bhutanese culture. The prohibition on climbing Mount Gangkhar Puensum and certain other peaks in Bhutan is rooted in both spiritual and practical considerations. From a spiritual perspective, many of Bhutan's mountains are considered abodes of deities and spirits. Climbing them is seen as a disturbance to these spiritual beings and a disruption of the natural harmony. The Bhutanese hold deep spiritual reverence for their natural environment, believing that respect for these sacred spaces is crucial to maintaining spiritual and ecological balance. On a practical level, the restrictions are also in place to ensure safety. The rugged terrain and remote locations of these mountains make rescue operations particularly challenging. Bhutan does not have an independent air force, and its capacity to conduct high-altitude rescues is limited. The lack of adequate emergency services at such altitudes poses a significant risk to climbers and also to rescue teams. Furthermore, Bhutan's approach to tourism and recreation is focused on sustainability and minimal environmental impact. By restricting mountain climbing, the country aims to preserve its pristine landscapes from the ecological degradation that can accompany extensive mountaineering activities. This policy aligns with Bhutan's broader environmental goals, including its commitment to maintaining a significant portion of its land under forest cover and its status as a carbon-negative country. Bhutan teaches us that development can be harmonious with tradition. It also shows that a nation's wealth is measured in economic terms as well as in the happiness and well-being of its people.